In March 2021, the body of 31-year-old Matthew Dunmeyer was discovered in a remote section of Cuyahoga Valley National Park in Ohio. The death appeared random at first. No robbery, no signs of struggle, no immediate suspects. But investigators uncovered a different story, one rooted in unresolved trauma from more than a decade earlier, leading to calculated planning and far-reaching consequences. Chelsea Perkins grew up in Virginia. During high school, she later alleged that her classmate Matthew Dunmeyer sexually assaulted her. The incident was not reported at the time. More than 10 years passed before Perkins contacted law enforcement in 2017. By then, the statute of limitations and lack of physical evidence prevented charges from being filed. Dunmeyer had moved to Ohio, where he pursued music and built a new life. There had been no documented contact between them for years. In the interim, Perkins created an online persona as Selena Savage, producing adult content on OnlyFans. In early 2021, a Facebook friend suggestion reconnected Perkins and Dunmeyer. Perkins initiated contact using her online identity. Their conversations lasted several weeks and became flirtatious. Dunmeyer did not recognize her as his former classmate. In March 2021, Perkins drove more than 300 miles from Virginia to Ohio in her husband's vehicle. She met Dunmeyer at a bar in Cleveland. Witnesses later confirmed they left together. They spent the night at a short-term rental property she had booked. The next morning, Perkins suggested a hike in the Terra Vista Nature Study area of Cuyahoga Valley National Park. In a secluded wooded section, Perkins shot Dunmeyer once in the back of the head with a 9mm handgun she had brought from Virginia. She left the body and drove back to Virginia. Authorities had few initial leads. The victim had met someone online, and there were no eyewitnesses to the shooting. Social media messages, location data from devices, rental records, vehicle tracking information. These elements linked the trip to Perkins and her husband's car. Ballistics matched firearms recovered from her home. Investigators also found evidence of premeditation, including attempts to stage the scene as a suicide. Federal agents arrested Chelsea Perkins in Virginia in December 2021. While the murder investigation continued, Matthew Dunmeyer's mother, Tommy Lynn Dunmeyer, and her longtime partner, John Nelson McQuillan, grappled with grief and frustration over the slow progress. They began their own informal efforts to identify the killer. Tommy became convinced, without evidence, that an unrelated woman in Northeast Washington, D.C. was responsible. On November 5, 2021, Tommy traveled to the woman's home. Disguised as a delivery worker, wearing a brown vest and cap, she carried a cardboard box with a concealed revolver hidden inside a cutout section. When the resident opened the door, Tommy fired 2 shots into her abdomen. The victim survived serious injuries. Tommy and John fled the scene. Police quickly located their vehicle during the escape. During the traffic stop, Tommy shot and killed herself in the passenger seat. In May 2025, Chelsea Perkins pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and using and discharging a firearm during a crime of violence on federal property. On September 9, 2025, U.S. District Judge Solomon Oliver sentenced her to 22.5 years, 270 months in federal prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. She was also ordered to pay restitution, including funeral costs, with additional amounts for lost earnings pending. John Nelson McQuillan pleaded guilty to being an accessory after the fact to assault with intent to kill in the D.C. shooting. He was sentenced to 3.5 years in federal prison and has since been released. This case left lasting damage across multiple lives. Matthew Dunmeyer, killed in a premeditated act of revenge over an allegation the legal system never prosecuted. An innocent woman in Washington, D.C., shot in a case of mistaken identity and left with severe injuries. Two families fractured by grief, misdirected blame, and irreversible choices. What began as unaddressed trauma ended in a chain of violence that resolved nothing and destroyed much more. Private vengeance, outside the law, does not bring closure. It only multiplies the pain.